Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Sports here on the Joy News channel with me, Oreku Ampofo. The Black Princesses of Ghana kicked off the 2022 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup with a disappointing defeat to the United States of America. A powerful header from striker Michelle Cooper in the 11th minute gave the USA the lead, only for Ghana to be reduced to 10 women in 20 minutes later when midfielder Jacqueline Owusu was shown a straight red card for a dangerous tackle. The USA doubled its lead 6 minutes later and added a third in the second half to go top of the group. Here are highlights of the game. Ghana would now face reigning champions Japan on Sunday, August 14, and former champions Netherlands on Wednesday, August 17, for their second and final group matches respectively. But Japan themselves are currently leading Netherlands by 1-0. We'll be providing you updates throughout the bulletin on that game as well. But let's do more here, where the Moroccan Football Federation announced the sacking of coach Vahid Halilhodžić, the Franco-Bosnian coach who has been in charge since August 2019, leaves just 3 months before the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, in which the Atlas Lions will be participating. My colleague Kwame Benaya has more details in this report.
Has been on the line for months following repeated tensions with some of his star players since taking charge in August 2019. An official statement from the Moroccan FA cited differences in vision between the coach and organization as the reason for the decision. Halilhodžić, who replaced Hervé Renard, guided the Atlas Lions to Qatar by going unbeaten in the entire qualification process, including the playoff. Lining up to lead them now is without coach Walid Regragui, who led the club to beat Al Ahly in the 2022 CAF Champions League final.
For years, spirituality and football have been linked in this part of the world. Players, technical team members, club chairmen, and soccer fans spend huge sums of money on the spiritual aspect of the game, all in the name of winning laurels. Love FM's Delali Atiase has been exploring more on this subject in the following report.
Reports of clubs devoting a chunk of their finances in consulting traditionalists, malams, imams and pastors to seek the face of God for success in football competitions. After the 2012 Nations Cup in Gabon, Ghana's Serbian coach Goran Stevanovic was reported to have stated in his technical report that some Black Stars players resorted to the use of black power to outdo each other during the tournament. It was reported again during the 2023 Nations Cup in Cameroon that some players of the senior national team brought to the team's camp their own spiritualists to help in their cause. This development has reignited the discussion of how to handle the subject during the World Cup in Qatar later this year to avoid any distraction to the team during the Mundial. Ace football analyst and legal practitioner Moses Fuamweni added his voice to the subject of spirituality recently, suggesting to the GFA to carry along an official pastor and imam to offer spiritual help to the team during the 2022 World Cup.
Juju same way around the team. I am but it was hurting the team. I think the thing is through prayer and having a structured way of approaching spirituality. We are seeing before they will believe in spirituality. And what the FA should do, they say, Black Star, let's get a chaplain. Let us also get an imam, Muslim nia or no be overborn place, so that will be a funny individual mal and be a man. Now, over the last 4 or 5 months, every month, fasting, praying for the team. We didn't see about the bomb pie. That spiritual aspect will be dealt with.
Some soccer fans in Kumasi have been sharing their thoughts on whether or not the country should spend money to transport a reverend minister and imam to pray for the Black Stars during the World Cup in Qatar.
That is absolute madness. Faith has its place, and then effort has its place. So Ghanaians and Africans must stop making everything about faith. Faith has its place. We can pray at home and believe that God can do it, and He will do it. However, the effort is, let's give the people time. Let's get the right people. Let's stop putting square pegs in round holes. Build a solid team. Allow them to work. Give them time to work. Give them the resources they need to work. And when they go to the tournament, we trust that they will do well.
Would that solve our problem? Would that make us win? For me, I think practice and practice and practice will make us perfect or bring an improvement. Taking Imam, the team is full of Christians and Muslims, and they all believe in God. So why waste your time? And what is your role? The Imam and the what do you call it, and the pastor. What are their role? So are they being being paid for what?
I think it's necessary because football is spirit. So if we can get a spiritual man who will help the team spiritually, I support that idea.
It's not necessary because the players themselves, they know how to pray for themselves. They know how to do their ritual things or whatever. Because football, there is juju in football. And the players themselves, they know it.
Meanwhile, Loud Sports caught up with a reverend minister and a Muslim cleric on the necessity of spending the taxpayers' money for the spiritual cause of the Black Stars in Qatar.
If the idea is to prepare the boys spiritually for the task that they are going to embark on, then I believe that it's not a bad idea. If we are actually taking our pastors and our imams just to make sure that we win, and that is the only reason, then we're going to fail.
These days, without prayers, nothing can move. Not even a human being or a machine can move without prayers. So, I mean, the clergies will give them the necessary, moral backing as well as, prayers for them to continue the good work that they are doing.
An interesting report put together by Delali Atiase. But let's move from football and talk about boxing because President of the Ghana Boxing Authority, Abraham Kote Nikwe, says that the sport has proven to be the country's most dominant and deserves more from government. The discipline won 3 of Ghana's 5 medals at the just-ended 2022 Commonwealth Games, and Mr. Nikwe wants the state to give a quarter of the funds given to the Black Stars.
Well, now we've proven ourselves. Out of the 60 medals that we have from the Commonwealth, boxing alone have pulled out 36 out of it. We've proven ourselves that the government 35 with 1. Yeah. So the government now have to look at us. If we say we are number 1 discipline, this shows that we are number 1 discipline. We have 3 medals, and the other disciplines have 1. 2 silver and 1 bronze. Techi also did it. When it comes to the professional level, 10 world titles. We can boast of a lot of things. We've taken Ghana to the map. We are pleading to the government. We are pleading to the ministry to look at us. We need support. You see, the preparation of the boys, you and me and other people will know that we did not prepare at all in terms of camping, in terms of taking good care of the boys. The unfortunate incident that happened that we have Jaguar getting sick. If doctors are around with us doing our camping, or even
by Jaguar, you're talking about Joseph Kome.
Yeah, Joseph Kome. Yeah. We could have, Joseph Kome promised me that he's bringing the goat, and he will bring the goat. So. We plead, we are going to tell the government he should look at us. They should give us little of what they give to football, because all the time boxing make Ghana proud.
We go for a quick break. When we come back, we tell you a lot more about the new La Liga season, which commences this weekend. Let's now get some more details here in Kokomlemle, because I've been joined by Ayodeji Adegbenro, who's with La Liga Ghana and Nigeria. Deji, it's an honor to have you here again this evening. I say again because we met just a couple of hours ago. Yeah. We actually sat on the same panel for a discussion on sports business that is on Afrostat. But we're here for La Liga. Yes. And how excited are you to have the new season come back again after some weeks off?
Very excited. La Liga is the best league in the world. We have the biggest clubs, the biggest players. Like you rightly said, after a couple of months of break at the end of the 2021-22 season, the players are back, the clubs are ready. We're ready to go again.
I know La Liga is quite big on technology. Has there been any new innovations that we should be looking out for?
We are going to have a better a better experience for the viewers, your in-game experience, you know, the infographics, the live analysis while the game is going on. And you'll recall that just last week, La Liga announced a partnership with EA Sports starting from next season. So you should expect some of those innovations that will be brought to bear when EA Sports fully take over next season from this season.
And can you throw more light on the EA Sports deal? They would be the headline sponsor, right?
Yes, they will be taking over from Santander Bank, who are current title sponsors, and they will be sponsors for all La Liga tournaments. That is the top two divisions, La Liga Santander, the Premier Division, the second division, La Liga Smart Bank, as it is known now. Of course, La Liga and the youth tournament, La Liga Promises.
And let's talk about one club in La Liga who've been in the news the whole summer, quite coincidentally. They are the back, FC Barcelona.
Well,
it's been a crazy summer for them, hasn't it?
It is because there's been talk about mismanagement on the part of their past board, which is what has led to the financial crisis they are in right now. They've signed quite a number of players: Lewandowski, Rafinha, you know, and the likes, but Kessie, Christensen, but they can't seem to register them because right now they run foul of La Liga's own financial fair play rule, which states that you can only spend a portion of what you earn. So for them to be able to register all these new players, they need to earn more money, either from sponsors or naming rights, or probably reduce the wage bill, their current wage bill, by letting some players go, you know. They've been trying to ship off Frankie de Jong for almost all through the summer. That hasn't happened. We don't know if it's going to happen before the end of the window. There have been talks in the last 24 to 48 hours about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang moving away to another club. You know, Samuel Umtiti seems he's left as well. But they need to cut down drastically on their wage bill to actually be able to register these new players.
On Saturday, they face Rayo Vallecano.
Yes.
And if there are any Barcelona fans out there watching, is it going to happen? Are they going to be able to register the players? What are the chances from where you sit?
It's 48 hours. That's a very long time in football. A lot could happen between now and tomorrow evening, between now and close of business tomorrow, which is when they are supposed to be able to register those players if they will be available and eligible to play for them on Saturday. So it could be done. It's very possible because there were news that filtered in earlier today that Gerard Piqué has agreed to play for free. So if that is indeed true, that means that his wages is off the books. So that will free up some space for them to be able to register, if not all of these players, maybe one or two.
And before we move away from Barcelona, just a little clarity. How long does the registration process take? It's very short?
It's a couple of minutes or hours at most, yeah. All you have to do is submit a few paperwork, and once you meet the requirements, it's done. It doesn't take too long.
Okay, then Barcelona fans, calm down. There is hope. But let's go to news that won't make Barcelona fans too happy, and that's the success of Real Madrid. But I want to ask you, from an administrative point of view, how important is it to have La Liga teams like Real Madrid competing in Europe, winning the Champions League, winning the Super Cup, especially for the brand value and the face value of the league?
It's very important. The importance of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, Sevilla, Villarreal 2 seasons ago, winning these European tournaments cannot be overemphasized. La Liga teams have won 34 of the last 67 European trophies. That's Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and Super Cup. So that means La Liga as a league has won more than all the other leagues put together. So it's very important for us that we have a team like Real Madrid who can always go out there and deliver. You know, last season, if you look at their run through to the final of the UEFA Champions League, it was amazing. Chelsea, Man City, PSG, Liverpool in the final. It always looks as if they will falter, but somehow they will just come back and get a much needed result. And that gives a testament to the strength of the team, the quality of the team, and the talent at their disposal.
But what do you think has been La Liga's secret over the years and with regards to the dominance in Europe?
It's simple. We have the best players, we have the best teams. It's that simple, you know, and we play the best football as well. Stats don't lie. I mean, you are a stats person, the stats are there, and the it's almost like a bottom-up approach. I spoke about La Liga promises earlier. It's an under-12 tournament. When you see what some of these kids do with football at that level, you'll be amazed. So there is a lot of investment in youth football development, coaching, education. All of these inputs come together to make La Liga what it is.
Well, speaking of data, there is, AS CAFRO, who usually do annual research on fan engagement, and as things stand, per the last report, La Liga is the second most watched league in Ghana here, right behind the Premier League. What are your thoughts on that, and what are plans to ensure that the next time we do the report, we should be seeing La Liga close to the top?
Well, I'm from Nigeria. Nigeria and Ghana are quite similar, more similarities than differences. And I think one of the reasons why the EPL is ahead of La Liga, both in Nigeria and in Ghana, is the cultural affinity. We have history, the former colonial masters, language as well. But in the last few years, La Liga has been bridging the gap gradually. La Liga creates content in more than 20 languages across 17 social media platforms. So if La Liga wants to create a content specifically for Ghana, you won't be surprised that content can come in Twi. That's a way of reaching out to
We've seen that before.
We've seen that many times. So these are some of the things we do to ensure that we bring the game closer to our fans. We've had viewing parties in Ghana. We've had CSR projects in Ghana. We've been involved with other Spanish clubs like Mallorca, Getafe, Leganés. We've done Real Betis. We've done stuff with them in Ghana. So it's a gradual process. Rome wasn't built in a day. The EPL probably had a 20-year head start on La Liga and the rest of the European leagues. But trust me, gradually we will get there.
We'll definitely get there. And thank you very much, Deji, for making time this evening.
Thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to be here.
We'll be looking forward to the next viewing party.
Definitely. And the next game, of course. The next media game.
Yeah. Hopefully it goes well this time. We lost the other.
Yeah.
I think I represented Barcelona.
You played for Barcelona and you lost a very glaring chance. I shouldn't say that on TV. That isn't good for your
the interesting thing is that now I'm not a Barcelona fan again, so I have to join Real Madrid next time.
Okay, we'll see.
Just for the image.
We'll see.
Well, thank you very much, Deji. But before we go, let's talk about Chelsea, because we know that they're in the market for a forward following the exit of duo Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku. Reports suggest the club is interested in Barcelona's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and their midfielder Frankie de Jong. We have more details for you in the following reports by Joy Sports' Joel Bote.
Chelsea are in the transfer market for a striker following the departure of German forward Timo Werner on a permanent move to his previous club RB Leipzig. Thomas Tuchel, who worked with Gabonese forward Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at Dortmund, is looking to reunite with the 33-year-old at Stamford Bridge. Per multiple sources, Barcelona are only willing to allow just...
Well, that's how we'll be wrapping up today's edition of Prime Sports. But we do have a special program for you tomorrow here on the Joy News channel from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Because we'll be extending sports today and having time with the medalists at the just ended Commonwealth Games. And so you do want to hear from the success stories of the men and women who fought for Ghana in Birmingham. The time is 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow on the Joy News channel. We'll be replaying the show much later as well. But also you can get up-to-date stories and up-to-the-minute updates, especially on the ongoing Under-20 Women's World Cup on our social media handles at Joy Sports GH on Twitter, at Joy Sports on Facebook, and then at Joy Sports GH on Instagram. My name is Oreko Ampofo, and we'll be back again same time tomorrow to usher you into what should be a really packed weekend.